Hi, it's John from the Motor Shop at V-Twin again. Today showing you our valve service and our valve seat replacement. First thing we do when this head comes in the shop is we're going to clean it, we're going to soda blast it, we're going to visually inspect it for chips, cracks, and other irregularities. At that time, we'll be able to determine the condition of the seat itself. You know, some of these will come through with bronze seats, and at that point I recommend replacing them with a hardened seat. Or if there's a good solid seat in there, perhaps we'll be able to reuse them. And we'll check for that in a moment. But the next thing we're going to have to do is measure this bore. This head came in without a valve guide, and we're going to need to measure the bore to know what size guide to put in. This could have been machined 2, 4, 5 years ago, and someone could have put an oversized guide in. So we're going to double check that, and we're going to install the guide. Once we have a guide in, and we have it cut to the proper height, we're going to check our valve stem for protrusion. This will give us the final piece of data to determine the condition of our seat. If the valve is sitting too low in the head, then it's going to require a new seat regardless of their condition. So we're going to put the valve stem, we're going to install the valve, and we're going to measure the protrusion above the head surface to determine that. Now, if our stem protrusion is within specifications, we're going to be able to cut the old seats and get the 3 angles necessary for a valve job. If not, at that point, we'll install our new hardened seats, and they also will be cut for our famous 3-angle valve job. Here, technician Mike is measuring the guide bore to determine the proper size guide. And while he's doing that, the second head is being preheated to improve the valve guide installation, and the machine tops to accept the new positive type valve seals. Here you see the freshly installed valve guides. This set of heads is also going to need our valve seat service. These bronze seats are quite worn out here and damaged in many places. Also, we're checking to make sure that the valve is not sitting too low into the valve seat, resulting in a higher valve stem height. Once we install the guide, we're going to ream it to size, and then we're going to machine it for the new positive type of valve stem seal. Now we're measuring the valve to determine the proper size ream for correct valve guide clearance. Here we're reaming the guide to the proper size. Then we turn our attention to the valve seat, measuring the seat, choosing the correct counterbore. We'll be setting the bore to the proper diameter, checking it twice, and now cutting the counterbore into the head. Notice the bronze seat being removed. With the bronze seat removed from the lower valve, we're preparing for the installation of the new hardened valve seat. Here we're measuring the bore to ensure the proper fit. The heads are always preheated to eliminate the chance of causing damage when installing the new hardened seat. And the seat is installed. Now we're going to preset our fixture to our valve seat position, using the pilot to set the 3-angle cutter to the appropriate height. Our cutter is set, and now this is the process where the 3 angles are actually cut into the hardened seat itself. Now Mike is fitting the valve into the seat, flipping the head over to measure the valve height. After the height has been checked, Dicam blue is applied and the valve is lapped into position. This allows a final check to ensure the valve seat is in the proper location. After the seat's been checked, we're going to blend it in with a radius cutter. Note here that the radius has been blended right into the head to avoid any step or interruption of airflow. Once the valve seats are installed, we're going to turn the head over. We're going to machine the spring pockets for the late model type springs because we want to achieve an installed height to allow the use of the higher lift cams. Now we're measuring our installed spring height and installing our positive type valve stem seal. You know, the original motor didn't even come with valve stem seals. And now with the help of our spring compressor, we're installing the spring, the retainers, and the keepers. A final tap ensures everything is seated properly. Here you see our completed unit. This particular head has received our full service, complete valve job with new seats, new intake and new exhaust port, and a new fin. Okay, so now with this new valve job, we have hardened seats that are compatible with today's unleaded gas or 10% alcohol gas, and we have new valve springs which will allow the use of the higher lift cams. So if you have an older cycle and you want it to run flawlessly with today's fuel, send it on in. We can bring your equipment from the 50s up to today's standards. To learn more about our service, call today or visit our website. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel.